what are the right reasons to build a startup?
For me, the number one and the most important reason was I wanted to create an impact.
Gursimran Khera from -0, Forbes 30 under 30 in 2024, and you are 24 years old. What are you building?
So at -0, we are building a foundational AI platform which can help any terrestrial robot navigate in an ecosystem.
What if it does not happen?
If one thing fails, it does not mean that your vision or the purpose that you drive.
इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे कोई बच्चा स्टार्ट कर रहा है तो वो पढ़ने लग जाए इन सारी चीज़ों को, जॉब करे, तो वो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कब करेगा?
The most successful entrepreneurs are the most successful problem solvers in the world as well.
What about relationships?
As a person in early 20s, yeah, you do not have time for relationships.
For a student to build credibility, is qualification enough?
Hands-on experience is getting more pros to you.
And most students ask this question: investor के पास कैसे जाना है?
Are you a student or you are not a student? You have to grind your way through that.
Yeah.
And I was not chasing money from the day one, and I was chasing impact, and I'm still chasing impact, and that's what still drives me.
This was the trick. Investor pitch. Brilliant. क्या सोचा है -0 का? Amazing.
This is why we are bringing student turned
Yeah.
entrepreneurs into this room to tell the students that if he could dream of building AI, you can also think of something. It's not that difficult. Okay, let me introduce the guest for today, Gursimran Khera from -0. Started a company back in 2020, COVID time, 2020. He was studying in SRCC, co-founder in Thapar.
Yep.
And started a company which has now a vision of harnessing AI for automobiles. Anything that moves on the ground can have a mind of its own. Gursimran was Forbes 30 under 30 in Asia in 2024, and 2 large fundraisers, 30-member team sitting in Bangalore, building this futuristic company. Welcome, Gursimran. I know him from our time in Catalyst.
Yeah.
2021, I think that's when we incubated -0, and since then I know, but I haven't had interactions, and since then only one sort of meaningful meeting other than the pitches and selection processes. But I've been excited about this interaction since the time me and Prerak discussed that -0. You want to bring him in?
Podcasts.
Huh? Yeah.
Since the time we started discussing about having a podcast.
Right. And I think last month you were not here, you were away in US for business, and we were looking forward to August to have you here and ask you a lot of questions that we have on behalf of the students. And with me I have Prerak, a student from IIT Mandi, MBA student, aspiring entrepreneur, burning questions in his mind as well. So welcome, Gursimran, to this podcast.
Thanks for having me. It's a great pleasure, and looking forward to the podcast and share my insights with the students who are thinking of coming into the entrepreneurship field.
Thank you so much, Priya, for coming. I have one question to start with. How is the US life like? What were you doing in US?
Oh, so first of all, US life is completely very, very different than in India. Though you'll find a lot of Indians there, but it is very different from India in per se. So the Silicon Valley ecosystem that we talk about it, we saw that in real life, and it's we have been saying it. It's not like the first time we saw it, but we have been saying it for a long time. But yeah, so the experience that we shared over there, how they move things faster, what are the key learnings that are enabling them, how US Silicon Valley ecosystem has become like one of the best ecosystems in the world right now, in the startup ecosystem. So we saw it live there. There is a reason to it because of the entire ecosystem being forced together. That's why people have been doing that. And one thing which I really liked about there is the concept of giving it back because most of the people have made it on their own. in their journeys to US, and they want to give it back to the new people who are coming in the industry. They're really supportive and helpful to actually give it back, which I find it's starting up in India as well, but it's not as a formal culture over here. Like we still, some people still hesitate in giving the help forward, but it has been a very great culture set up in US, and I really admire that, and I hope that we adopt that side of the US really soon in our Indian culture as well.
Because as students, the idea of going to US and starting up sounds very fascinating.
Oh yeah.
Being from India, and we have this initiative to ignite the entrepreneurial spirit of Indian students. But the idea of US is so fascinating
Yes.
that we forget India in between.
Oh.
So how do we bring that culture here? You recently were there.
Yeah. So very good question. When we went to US, in fact, I wouldn't lie, we were also tempted to being there, right? Because the ecosystem is so well developed. At one place you can do your research. The next door you can start building your company. The next door you have VCs on whom you can go and raise funds. The next door you have the team where you want to build. So it's like it's so well connected, and people are willing to help you out in multiple different facets out there in each step of the process of building it. That makes your life as an entrepreneur really easy, and so that you only have to focus on the work that you do. But that also makes it more competitive.
Okay.
Which it is getting in India as well. Competitiveness is getting very hard, but in US it's like cutthroat competition that you see over there, right? So because the process is really easy, now to survive there you have to be like ultimate best if you actually have to be in that ecosystem. So that makes things harder as well. So whereas you can be a decent enough player and be the best player in the country, in India specifically, but if you have to be actually good in US, you have to best in the world, and that's like the competitiveness like I personally like, and that's the competitive nature I grew up with, so and that motivates me further as well. But yeah, that tempts it. But coming to Indian ecosystem, what I really like about the Indian ecosystem is that there is now specifically when we are saying it wasn't there I would say 10-15 years ago, but the love towards entrepreneurship, it's just building up. Like people are all looking, everyone's eyes are towards India right now, so that India is also growing in a wave. I said what US has established, which has becoming stagnated, India is the way where it's still in the nascent phase, and if you actually capture it in the nascent phase, you can actually become really big in the whole world. So that concept that it is picking up really fast is what inspiring a lot of people to start in India and capture the early waves of being in India. Though entrepreneurship has already been, I think, more than 2 decades. It has been going on for so long, but the official startup culture and everything is more than 2 decades now in Indian ecosystem, and it is picking up really fast now.
Interesting perspective.
Yeah.
Jassal, let's discuss more about minus
Minus
zero.
zero. Let's introduce minus zero. Tell us more about what is minus zero, what are you building, whatever extent of details you can go into.
Sure. So at minus zero, we are building a foundational AI platform which can help any terrestrial robot navigate in an ecosystem. So this is like the formal definition of it. Now, and let me go deeper into it. So for us, any kind of a thing that moves on the ground, be it a car, be it robots that works in your industries, be it even the patrolling vehicles that run on the borders, all of these have really one thing in common, that is navigation. And we feel that the foundational AI technology, just like we have foundational AI models for LLMs, which is the great intelligence technology, and on top of it, we can fine tune different use cases for it, making it an AI, making it an LLM fine tuned for doctors, for lawyers, for finance, everything. These could be the different use cases. We feel a basic foundational AI technology for the navigation purposes could be built up and can be used for different use cases. Our first use case that we are focusing right now is working with automakers to build the autopilot level technology in India.
Okay.
So you have all seen like how Tesla has an autopilot software and FSD software which is giving to all its customers, not just in the US but across the globe. For doing such things in India is a hard problem statement given the traffic that we have. So any other automaker who wants to introduce these kind of softwares in Indian vehicles, -0 can help you with that kind of a software.
What is so, no, we have heard the idea of autonomous vehicles, right? Tesla has built
Yep.
one,
Yes.
Google car.
Waymo.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is interesting in Indian context? What changes
Oh.
and why this problem becomes interesting and worth solving for us in India?
Problem completely changes and becomes even more, I would say, harder when it comes to the Indian context, because we know the Indian traffic. So I do not have to describe the Indian traffic for our Indian audience. It's really hard. The infrastructure, though it's getting better and better every day, but it's still not there for let's say a robot like a car to actually move really.
Yeah.
So that's what makes the problem statement really hard.
There are also cows on the road.
Oh yeah, there is cows, there is the dogs, there are multiple things that can come on the road. So building a technology that can understand, navigate, just like as humans we do on a road, and there's so much complex scenarios that can happen on the road. Building technology that can do that's really hard problem statement to solve.
US में नहीं होती है क्या गाय?
यूएस में गाय
रोड में नहीं होती ना?
हाँ रोड पे नहीं होती,
नहीं होती?
नहीं रोड पे नहीं होती. So that's what, and यूएस में what we have best is the lane markings are so proper. आपको लेन के बाहर निकलना ही नहीं है. If you are breaking the lanes, you are doing it from one lane to the other lane. So the lane navigation system is really good. India में we do not have a lane based driving system. हमें जहाँ पे जगह मिलती है वहाँ पे घुस जाता है. So that's like the Indian driving pattern.
Sometime back I heard someone say इंडिया में the way we manage the traffic right now, रेड लाइट पे जैसे घुस के हम आगे चले जाते हैं, right? If we try to systematize it, lane तो कभी हम पहुंचेंगे नहीं जहाँ पहुंचना है.
which is a very interesting fact, but actually people have factually it has been disproven and disagreed on. So basically the concept over here is that for an individual interest, trying to maximize their individual interest, the collective interest of the entire traffic gets wasted. But if you actually focus on collective interest, your individual interest will get focused over here. So basically अगर पूरा collectively traffic सही move करेगा तो आपको जरूर 1-2 मिनट लग सकता है internally initially कि आपका वो traffic loss हो रहा है, but actually in the longer run if you see that will fast track the traffic more than actually it has to.
And there are different cities, no? There are different cities. A place like Bangalore is so there's so much traffic, right? You are stuck. It's moving at practically 5 kilometers an hour or less than that, and stopping multiple times.
Exactly.
Delhi is different. Mumbai is different.
Correct.
Punjab is completely different.
Completely different.
People are coming from the other side. Himachal is different, no?
Oh yeah, I mean the slopes and everything that makes it really hard. Yeah.
Right.
This was my question. Will there come a time when autonomous vehicles would be there in Himachal, going across the hilly and off-road terrain?
I mean, I am a optimist and futurist, so I would like to assume that will happen. कितने future में होगा, कितने time पे होगा, I cannot be able to predict right now. But there will definitely be a time when this is the vision that we started off कि एक दिन हमारी आने वाली generations will see कि you used to drive cars, they will see it with us like as a shocking factor, like how we see as riding horses is as a shock कि our ancestors used to ride horses. This will be a shocking moment for us in the future as well, that people used to drive cars. मतलब आप 18 साल के बच्चे के हाथ में a car that moves and that's almost like multiple horsepowers and moving at very high speed, and you're giving it that to it, isn't it dangerous to actually do that? And people will really laugh at it कि we used to do it in our times.
Kavish can drive.
मैं तो I was thinking कि जो HRTC ड्राइवर है ये तो इनकी केस स्टडीज बन जाएगी.
Oh yeah.
उनकी ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा ना डेटा हिमाचल के उस पे.
Exactly.
तो these people would be heroes.
हमने actually already किया हुआ IIT मंडी में. There's a project where we mapped the campus to town, that stretch of 20 kilometers.
Okay.
और उसका लैब में वो सिमुलेशन बना रखा है for training. ड्राउजी ड्राइविंग का कुछ प्रोजेक्ट था I think, if I remember clearly. हाँ, but if there is assistance, then anybody can drive.
Oh yeah.
right? Anybody can drive, and if you're driving wrong, it can correct you.
Exactly. That's the point, right? And it won't let you make the mistake. It won't let you break the rules that you are so used to breaking it. It won't let you do that because I mean, of course, we do not want such technology which overpowers human, but it assists human. But still, it will make your life harder to break rules and then
I saw a video. I think Tesla car tha, and somebody walking on the road is in front of the car. To save him or her, the car moved this way,
Yeah.
and it sort of bumped into another car on the side.
I mean, could be possible. I haven't seen the video, but
So how do we solve for such situations?
so
Dynamic decision making.
that's the harder problem statement, right? That's like the problem statement which everybody is trying to solve. When such kind of dynamic things happen on the road, what the agent which is the car on the road should be doing at that point of time. So the ideal scenario as of now, what people have figured out, it should ideally stop and be conservative rather than being aggressive. So not diverging away, but it depends upon scenario to scenario. It could see. So we have recently released a video where there was a cow on a road, which is a very normal thing in India. But when people from US, when I go to them, they were really surprised कि कि ऐसा भी होता है. Yeah, this is an Indian road, and these things do happen, and we have to build a system which we can know. So our car safely stopped over there, let the cow pass, and then moved forward. So it's like we have to build a system which can account for all of.
Are you a hardware startup? Are you a software startup?
Oh, we are a pure software startup, and I would say AI startup first, because all of these decision making and all of these things which are happening through the intelligence layer that's being driven by AI. But just an AI startup would be an understatement for us, because there's a lot of engineering efforts done by the software teams that goes into it. There are hardware teams involved into it, which actually makes the interaction between the hardware and software possible.
Right.
So autonomous driving is a really complex problem statement. So we have multiple different facets in our company. So from software engineering to hardcore AI research to hardware and embedded engineering, all of this combined together actually makes the entire
So to
system.
test the software, hardware, you need hardware.
Exactly.
You put it
And to make the interaction between hardware and software possible, there is a different level of, I would say, low level software and embedded engineering that goes into it, and that actually makes the interaction possible.
AI startup versus non-AI startup, difference समझा दो हमें. Every second startup is saying
is an AI startup.
AI startup, right?
Yeah.
What is AI? What is not AI? What is the segregation?
Okay, so right now everything in the world does seem AI. That everyone is, even though the traditional organizations who used to be running their normal businesses day to day, they are also incorporating AI in every way. So it's
because they have taken a subscription for ChatGPT. Now they're an AI. This is the most silliest description.
That's true. Some has taken a subscription of it. Some have taken an open source model and a fine tuning for their own use cases. But both of them essentially remains the similar concept only. What differentiates us and multiple more startups in the industry is that we are working on the foundational AI technology. So we are not using an existing open source software that's out there, fine tuning it for our own use case, because the fact is we do not have such an open source AI models for autonomous driving as a use case. Just like you have llamas and GPTs for the language and then multimodal. I would essentially put them into virtual AI. We do not have similar things available for the physical AI world yet.
So are you leveraging any of the existing LLMs, or are you building on your own?
That's the thing, right? And that's what I said. In the virtual AI space, this is the LLMs and everything. It's available. You can leverage it out. In the physical AI space, when I'm coming into, which is the hardware, let's say, there are no such large available models out there which can actually do the intelligence stuff.
So you're building an IP.
Exactly. So there are multiple companies who are coming out in the US, in China, in Europe, and we are the only ones in India right now who is actually trying to build the full foundation model layer, which actually builds that kind of an intelligence layer that people can use it for their different use cases.
और क्या होगा? गाड़ी के अलावा क्या होगा?
So it could be used for multiple manipulation cases. For example, the vision goes further कि you can eventually build humanoid robots also with the similar kind of foundation models that you do not have to build the foundation model again. The same foundation model can be used for different variety use cases. Navigation is one use case. Manipulation or picking up the other use cases could be another use cases. Inspection could be another use cases. So wherever these use cases are involved, all of these could be utilized with multiple different robots, and same foundation model will be running all of these things. Just like we are fine tuning a virtual AI foundational model into different use cases, physical AI model also could be fine tuned for different use cases.
ठीक है.
भी बाकी सब तो ठीक है, ये आइडिया आया कहाँ से?
Good question. So actually, it stemmed from my co-founder's idea. So he was in the AI research field for a long period of time, though he was a student also. So
Please tell us his name also.
yeah, Gagandeep Rihal. So he started his research in the AI field back as a student it's himself. And
How old were you both?
oh, so I think he started his research when he was 16 or 17.
Interesting.
In the AI field. As more focused into the business and the entrepreneurship side, and then I went into SRCC. After that, we knew each other from school days, so that's how we know each other. But he was the one who was focusing on AI, and then one random day when I was in SRCC, he comes to me with a idea. He had actually multiple ideas where he wanted to use AI. Self-driving was one among them, and there were some other ideas also that he wanted to implement out as like, we need to focus on one because one itself is a very big idea, and it's a really tough journey that's going to be. And so that's how we narrow down into this one thing. And at that point of time, back in 2019 2020, the self-driving was a very big boom in the US market specifically.
So Tesla is there, right? Google.
Yeah.
So तुम लोग कर लोगे AI?
Oh, that was a question that we
What is the difference? मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ जो टेस्ला वाले कर रहे हैं. What are you doing different in them? महिंद्रा भी तो इंडिया में ये टाटा ईवीज ये भी ऑटोमेटिक ऑटोनोमस व्हीकल्स की तरफ जा रहे हैं.
exactly.
What is the difference? How do I differentiate -0 from?
Yeah, so again, I'd use the analogy over it. So there are two different things in the autonomous driving world that has happened. That is, we first classify AV 1.0 and AV 2.0. So basically, there are two different sets of problems that have come in this thing. It is very similar to how we use our chatbots. So आपके पुराना 2010 में भी Siri था और 2024 में चैट जीपीटी है. तो देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन अ सीरी एंड अ चैट जीपीटी, राइट? व्हाट दैट डिफरेंस कम्स फ्रॉम? द डिफरेंस कम्स फ्रॉम द फैक्ट दैट जो पहले टेक्नोलॉजी यूज होते थे, दे वर वेरी वेरी ह्यूमन रूल बेस्ड ड्रिवन सिस्टम्स वेयर द इंटेलिजेंस वाज लेस and it was more rule driven systems where the machine learning models were trained to follow certain rules. So current ADAS systems or advanced driver assistance system जो भी आप अभी इंडिया की नई गाड़ियों में देख रहे हो, these are very very rule driven systems. So which essentially is using AI but to a very very limited level. Okay, so what they're trying to do is आपको एक scenario है, there are radar based technologies that are being used over here, कि अगर एक गाड़ी इतनी स्पीड पे चल रही है, सामने से एक गाड़ी इतने स्पीड पे आ रही है, तो in that rule based calculation, if this crosses a threshold, I will apply a brake on it. And if there are some lane markings on the road, I will detect the lane markings and I will try to keep my car on the road. But most of the scenarios, these things fail. Because in India में ट्रैफिक इतना ज़्यादा होगा कि आपका जो कैलकुलेशन जो आपने लगाया था, that calculation will fail given the different traffic. So we need an intelligence layer over there. Most of the cases में lane marking नहीं रहेगा, तो you need to build a system which can actually work even when the lane markings are there. As a human, we are able to do all of this, right? We have that inherent intelligence system कि अगर lane marking नहीं भी होगा, so also I can drive straight and I can drive. We assume that there should be a lane in that scenario, and we can drive that. So as a human, we have all those intelligence, but as a car or as an ADAS system that is out there, it does not have that kind of intelligence system. That's where the AV 2.0 system come into the picture, where they are saying that we will train a large model, which will have seen lot of this data. We will not hardcode all of these things into it. We will just show it lot of data, how the human drivers have given them. We will try to show that, and our AI system will try to imitate the human driver, whatever was driving in those scenarios, and will try to learn from it. So it does not matter कि वहाँ पे lane marking है या नहीं है. It doesn't matter कि आपका कितना braking हो रहा है. It doesn't matter कि कोई भी नया obstacle भी आ गया, let's say, जो आपने अभी कभी मॉडल को दिखाया भी नहीं था. The model that you have built on, you have never trained that system. Even if a new model comes into, a new obstacle comes into the the picture, then also the model can react to it.
Okay.
So all of these systems are possible only when it's basically like giving a general intelligence to the system. So all of this general intelligence is possible when you are using AI to the fullest core. And now with the foundational AI technology coming into the picture, it is possible to do that. Earlier, it wasn't possible only because we know we did not have the foundational AI technology available to us.
Okay.
Now with this happening, we can actually build a system to do it.
I see a little business model emerging from this.
Sure.
Because India, you must be aware, Indian context, we need training data, lots of training data for this
Agreed.
autonomous vehicle to thrive.
Correct.
And in India, we still don't have autonomous vehicles.
Good
And
point.
Tesla is coming to India, I think for this purpose only, so that they can train over how behaviors of Indian drivers.
Exactly. So data is going to be the biggest key over here. It has been the biggest key in the factor of the virtual AI or the cognitive AI technologies as well, where all of the LLMs use the internet to scrape off this data.
Right.
But the difference is going to be it's going to be harder in the physical world because we do not have an internet data to learn from in the physical world. In the physical world, to train a model, you need to actually give a physical data. Basically, if you are training a model for driving,
Right.
you need to give a driving data,
Reality.
real life data. But this is not what is available, right? So that makes the problem statement harder to solve than the cognitive AI.
Okay.
I have two things to put up here. For this business model that we discussed, there is huge scope.
Yep.
For training these type of data, and there are people and institutes like IIT Mandi also. We are having programs, MBA in data science and AI. Data science and AI is thriving across all the institutions. For students who are pursuing these courses, how can they pursue this path of a problem statement that we discovered right now and build a business on top of that?
Okay, so one is a build a business, two is get a job in the same sector. I would say both of the paths will look very, very similar to each other.
We want to go to the idea of enterprising this.
Yeah,
So
and
entrepreneurship.
yeah, if you find a problem statement, you can try to solve that while in the journey. But the journey in this sector, especially you're talking about data science and AI, that looks very, very similar. If you find a problem statement on the way, you can start solving it in an enterprising format. If you want to continue as a job, it will also continue as a job. But let me describe the journey. The journey is very, very simple. I mean, now every student right now who is in college is pursuing towards data science and AI. That's like the key buzzword right now going in. So start going very deeper into the systems. Basically, try to understanding how the AI systems are actually working. What is going behind these large language models? What are the core principles that are going inside them? These large language models are not the product of last 2 to 3 years. They have been in production for a so long period of time. Why could not they be produced back in 2010, and what are the things that are enabling them to actually happen in 2020s? So try to go deeper into this journey, and you will find out there are so many things that are yet broken. There are so many things that are yet to be fixed to actually build this AI entire ecosystem. So people who are in the AI research field will see.
Do you engage with students?
Oh yeah,
Campuses?
yeah. I do on a regular basis, because the thing is, the AI is such a new field that getting an experienced person to work on it is really, really hard. So we try and we actually cultivate people and do have a thing, who are actually working on new ideas at a very young age, and then try to incorporate them into our team as well.
In our program, in the second year, the students have a lot of space to actually do a live project with industry.
Yeah.
So we'll be very happy to have 1 or 2 pilot projects for the students from -0 as
Yes.
well. And sure.
Sir, now I have a question for you, a follow-up from this conversation that we were having. So Bhaiya is saying that you need to have foundational level knowledge about all these LLMs, AI models that we are having. And we also discussed the idea of starting now when we do entrepreneurship. And when we start doing, like you said, ना मैं business वाला बंदा था, वो technical वाला बंदा था. But अब अगर individual level पे कोई बच्चा start कर रहा है, तो वो पढ़ने लग जाए इन सारी चीज़ों को, job करे, तो वो entrepreneurship कब करेगा? And this is a full-time job, selling, understanding the business, customers. So where is the balance, sir?
Okay. So there are okay. It's a question to you. Okay, you can.
I
We
also
can
want to
both.
know
So,
educator's perspective and
Okay, go
from
on.
an
I can say something, and of course, I'm
Sure.
going to direct this question to him.
Mhm.
Because he did it while both of you and Gagan, you did it while you were students, so
Correct.
you can answer that better.
Yes.
But from so absolutely from my perspective, I see students, especially the MBA batch, is so busy. They have long hours of lectures, plus they have industry talks, they have events they manage, 100 things, projects that are going on. So for them to take time out and build a venture, I see it as very difficult. BTech students, I see them as having a lot more time on their hand, but also maturity level is little low, but they're sharper on the tech side because they're learning new. That age is very creativity is on high. MBA is more a professional course. You're looking for a nice placement option as well. But in the middle of all of this, when the desire to do something on your own is high, you find time, you make time for it.
Correct.
And then you will do a project which is in this direction. This is what you are also doing, right?
Yes.
You take up those projects, you show more interest in those courses, you seek the time from those faculty who are teaching, say, AI or teaching business, and then you turn it around. You stop seeing this as an obstacle,
Yeah.
but as an opportunity, right? So now let's ask Gursimran, how did you guys do it? You were studying, right? Both of you.
Yes.
You were in SRCC. He was in Thapad University, and you were, a few kilometers apart.
Yeah.
So as a student, how did you navigate these challenges?
For sure. So first of all, when I got into this idea, it was so when I started this journey, so it was completely new for me. Gagan has been in the AI field for a long period, so he knew it, of course, better. But when you are starting up a business, you cannot get away with the fact that you do not know anything about it, and you can survive in this and even run it for a long period of time. Let's say even so I went as deep as possible to learning about the nuances about what is going on in the field, what are the challenges, what are the things over here. So I have actually went really deep into this field to understand more about it. I would like to go even deeper as well, because that the field is so interesting. It really excites me also. It's just like the curiosity inside me is so it gets heightened up.
Which year were you in?
I was in final year. I was in
You
final year.
and Gagan
He was in second year.
was in second year.
Yeah, he was in second year Thapar. Yeah.
You were 1 year ahead.
Yeah, he's 1 year younger to me.
Okay.
But then again, the engineering is a 4-year degree, and
You're 3, yeah.
BCom is a 3-year degree.
Okay.
So yeah, but to all the students who want to start this, especially if you are actually thinking about starting in the AI and data science field, then I would say it's better to get to know more about the technology stuff first, then just jumping ahead, because
Right question. So I remember,
Yeah.
when in Catalyst we incubated them and then we were deciding to fund them. One of the questions or comment from the panelists was, this guy is BCom.
Yeah.
BCom.
Yeah.
And we're talking about AI.
And
autonomous
driving,
vehicle.
yeah.
Are we crazy? Why are we giving them the money?
Exactly.
You get that question?
Exactly. Yeah.
Even
I mean, I get that question a lot, like every day. It's just not with Catalyst. I mean, whenever I go, this is like a key question.
I'm also wondering, he's talking about tech, autonomous vehicles, AI with deep expertise. If I'm meeting him for the first time, it looks like he has done a BTech degree, MTech degree or something.
Yeah, I agree, because this is the question that keeps coming my way along, a lot of times.
Yeah.
The thing is that I always have the curiosity to learn. So that's like the main thing that's coming from me. So I wanted to learn, and AI seemed like a super cool technology. I also had the curiosity to entrepreneurship, and that's what I thought. It's back in school days when I was growing up in Jalandhar. I thought the best entrepreneurs come from the business background, and I should enroll in the best business school in the country at that point of time. And that's why I came to SRCC. I really worked hard to get into it. But when I actually got into it, and I'm now thinking about how the startups are being run, it's actually the technology first, and that's where the things are being coming in.
So then for a student to build credibility,
Yeah.
is qualification enough?
Good question, and that's what we keep discussing among ourselves as well. Right now, every day in day out, qualifications, especially degrees to say, are getting less credible, and more of hands-on experience is getting more, I would say, more pros to you than the.
But then when you go to your LinkedIn profile,
Yeah.
somebody who doesn't meet you looks you up on the LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
And then they say, okay, BCom, SRCC, this. Now, hands-on experience you can't mention there.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So, do you feel or did you feel the need to maybe do a certificate course, maybe do a program so that you can also mention for those who have not met you,
Yeah.
just to build credibility? Did you feel like that?
Not really, because if there are actually some great courses which I'm having hard time finding them, then definitely I would be interested into it. But the thing is, I want more practical experience to it, and that's what I wanted when I was when I was starting up, or I was growing up as kid as well, who was interested in entrepreneurship. Now I've gotten enough, I would say, experience by actually building this up, and but back then definitely that was in the mind, that how can we more, and that's where we went straight into this solving autonomy on the start. So while Gagan was building on the starter side, I was there to sit beside him to actually see what's going on.
Actually, yeah, see, Pirak, he was not on his own.
Yeah,
Gagan
was with me.
co-founder.
Yeah.
He was a tech guy.
Yeah.
Okay, now if he represents himself somewhere only, so see, business is not built only, although you said tech first, but business requires all-round expertise.
Exactly.
Right? Building a business and building tech are two very, very different things.
I agree.
Right?
I
you
agree.
need someone, you need complementary skills.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Money also has to be handled. तो BCom वालों का काम आएगा ना.
Yeah. But the growing trend is the ability to learn matters more than your professional degree or something like that.
And AI, although we say it has existed for long, but the form has changed, right? The models have completely revolutionized. And even if now you want to learn something, even those who are engineers, they're also learning AI right now.
Exactly.
Right? So everyone can learn. So qualification does not build credibility. You don't need to have the qualification.
Yeah.
But there will be some hindrance, some resistance.
Yes.
And you have to prove it. So ability to learn is the key.
Exactly. Ability to learn and then go on the ground and prove it that you can actually do it, rather than just talking into your words.
Yeah.
Because when you are just a student who is coming out of college, people are not going to take you just for your words. You have to show something to it. And that's what we did back when we were in college.
Okay. Question जो मैं पूछा था ना वो रह गया, वो था कि students थे AI autonomous vehicle कर लोगे. Did you were students. Tesla and big companies are doing it. तुम लोगों को कैसे लगा कि तुम लोग कर लोगे?
Oh, for sure. So this has been like a hard pounding question to us throughout our journey, not just when we were there. It has been a hard pounding question because some of the really smartest minds have been focusing a lot of their time and effort into building this technology. We feel and that we also had some things that in this AI world that has not yet been explored. We wanted to explore that, and that's why we felt we could start in this field. And specifically that though the smartest people are working in this field, the field in itself is not so old. So, and yet the problem has not been solved. So it's a worth shot for everybody who is who is entering into this field, so that they have a shot, because the problem is still not solved completely, and the problem is not old enough as well that you can discount that this problem cannot be solved at all. So if you are a curious mind, and if you actually have the I would say the right ability and expertise, and I would say persistence to actually pursue this, there is a shot for you as well.
Okay.
And also cultivating the ecosystem. India mein ecosystem hi nahi tha. When we started out, autonomous driving was not an ecosystem which was there at all. So people were doing projects in their colleges, and those projects were not getting anywhere, right? So somebody had to build up this ecosystem also for India, and that's what we started off doing.
Early starting, yeah.
So curiosity to creation. Again, we are back to that.
Oh yeah.
And passion. There was something common between you and your friend. You both were excited about autonomous vehicles.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So the passion was the thing that connected you both.
Oh, definitely.
And curiosity led you to let's create something.
Exactly.
Now I have a question for Puransuri also. We were talking about qualifications. Does qualification give you credibility? let's say Gursimran Bhaiya and me, we both are curious people. We are trying to build autonomous vehicles. And he comes from SRCC. I come from a tier 3, tier 4 college. How does an incubator see both of us?
Actually, interesting. Now, I'm out of the incubation center, but when I reflect on how we looked at these things, see, there is a panel of experts who will evaluate the proposal and who will evaluate the team. And even for investor, a team is the most important part of a startup. Ideas are dime a dozen. You can build any idea. I can give you 100 ideas, but will you be able to execute? Will you be able to build the idea? So for us, for any enabler, the team is the key. Now, two non-tech people trying to build autonomous vehicle, right? It is difficult. The first call is no. Okay. But idea is great. Let us see if the team is good. So we will give it a shot. We will listen to you. Okay. Idea is good. Pitch deck is good. Looking polished, right? Right things are written in the pitch deck. Let us hear them out. Now it is up to you to say the right things to prove. Still, there will be people on the panel, diverse panel. We'll have tech experts, faculty, industry, this, that. They will time and again harp on this question saying, background in inka, training in hai, how will they do it? How will they do it? And that's why I asked you the question earlier, right? कि credibility build करने के लिए qualification लानी पड़ेगी क्या student को? कैसे होगा? Now AI तो अभी आया ना, BCom करने का decision तो मैंने 3 साल पहले लिया था. Now what AI is not for me? That should not be the case. Now I'm much more open-minded. I'm thinking, it can be learned. Other technologies can also be learned, and complementary skills can be onboarded. You can get a co-founder as well.
Exactly.
Qualification that I'm talking about, certifications. A person coming from SRCC and a tier 3, tier 4 guy with the same curiosity, let's say the same idea, and with the same different styles of pitch deck, but both are convincing. So credibility goes more towards the SRCC guy. Is this guy doing something wrong? Where does he go? What if his heart goes bad, wo bura maan jata hai and he goes away for this journey?
Can you reframe your question?
How does the incubation, let's say, incubator space see this? A guy coming from a non-tech background,
Right.
but he's coming from SRCC.
Right.
So that builds up credibility also.
Well, that at least tells me that this guy is hardworking.
Yes.
Right? He is among the better students if he went to SRCC, which is the top college in commerce, right? So, yes, that builds some credibility. But in our experience, we've also seen grassroots entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
+2, only +2. Okay. And working with automobile, luckily. Interestingly, this guy who worked in Dubai on shop floors, right, repairing vehicles, comes back to India and says, I will build my own electric vehicle. And he built it and is right now selling it. Interesting case, Vipin in Una. So he's doing it. So depends on focus of the incubation center or whatever entrepreneurship support organization we're talking about. It depends on their focus. But in Catalyst, we have supported grassroots entrepreneurs. So even without qualification, if you have experience, if you have the will, and if you showcase with your presence, with your demeanors, with the words that you use, with the passion, or that can substitute, that can fill in for lack of qualifications as that has happened. I've seen it.
So basically what I think is there's a definite concern to anybody, right? Even if I am also, let's say, tomorrow invited to an incubator panel to judge these things, I will come with the same concern. Okay, this concern is not going to go away with it. But credibility is built over time, and credibility can be built with your efforts, not just with your degrees and everything, right? So if you do something which actually proves that you have the capability to actually build this up, and build this up not today but in the long run as well, then definitely my go. If you just come with words to me and some like a slide deck aaj AI bana deta hai. So I mean, you do not necessarily need to actually do anything about it, right? So what you can do to actually go ahead and start it, that matters to me, right?
Slide deck भी AI बना देता है and then incubator भी AI use करता है उसको evaluate करने के लिए.
Exactly, right? So it's like then what are you doing in the picture, right?
Imagine if it is rejected. Okay.
So drive and passion are the things that people check कि ये बंदा कर सकता है, सस्टेनेबली करेगा आइडिया कि नहीं करेगा?
persistence as well,
परसिस्टेंस।
because drive है, passion है और persistence नहीं है, क्योंकि you are going to face a lot of challenges in your journey.
रिजेक्शंस।
Lot of rejections our way. I would say
स्टोरी टाइम।
okay. So when we started our first journey, we did not have enough funds to start this off. This autonomous driving requires a lot of capital.
This was the first startup and only that you attempted, both of you,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
It was not that you had another idea and then.
नॉट थर्ड वेंचर।
It's a first venture only.
Yeah, I mean, I did worked on some things with another co-founder for, I would say, a period of 6 months to 8 months in my first year of college, but that did not venture out into a full-blown startup or something like that.
Okay.
It was more of an
So there was a-
evaluating, but we
First
it
venture.
died in the idea stage.
Okay. So this is the second in that.
I mean, yeah, if you're considering an idea stage startup to a thing, so what?
कि सोचा तो था, evaluate किया था
Yeah.
is enough first step. Yeah.
स्कूल में किया था कुछ?
नहीं, स्कूल में नहीं दिया था।
कॉलेज में आके?
SRCC आना था ना, तो SRCC आने के लिए
पढ़ाई करनी पड़ती है.
yeah, so that stream was yeah.
कॉलेज आके था कि अब बिजनेस बनाना है कुछ?
I mean, I always wanted to build business, and I thought SRCC will be the best path to actually help me build the business, and that's why. And how to get into SRCC was to actually work really hard in school to actually get the grades. But that story did not fully connect well and actually landed up where I want. So that did not help. But anyway, what I want to tell about over here is that we did not have that much capital when we wanted to grow up, when we wanted to start up, and I still remember the time when me and Gagan tried to pull in resources. Among both of us combined, we had just 50,000 rupees to actually start off anything building that. So we actually had to figure out कि हम 50,000 से क्या credibility prove कर सकते हैं that we can actually do something about it.
तो क्या किया? सबसे पहले क्या किया?
Yeah, so
पहले तो इन्होंने सोचा कि ये आइडिया हमारा है, अब हम चलते हैं, कितना पैसा है हमारे पास, व्हाट डू वी हैव, हु एम आई, ही इज फ्रॉम थापर यूनिवर्सिटी, आई एम फ्रॉम SRCC वर्किंग ऑन आइडिया, वेयर डू वी गो? अगला क्या था क्वेश्चन?
Who do I know?
हु डू आई नो?
that time we knew some people. We did not know enough people to actually who would have helped us out. So we said first we need to build something before actually going out.
MVP.
A kind of an MVP, a kind of a prototype. So we had like 50,000 rupees to start off with, and this 50,000 also we did not ask from our families. We pulled in some of our resources. So I went to a lot of competitions when I was in SRCC, so gained some money from there. Gagan had published some books. He was into writing, so he had published some books, so he had gotten some royalty money.
तो ये लोग कुछ ना कुछ साइड में कर रहे होते हैं.
इनको क्यूरियोसिटी होती है कि हम करना कुछ ना कुछ है, बट फंडिंग पैसा तो चाहिए अपने सर्वाइवल के लिए, कुशनिंग चाहिए. वी डिस्कस दिस यस्टरडे.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
so that's how we arranged our first 50,000 rupees, and from our efforts and everything. I mean, both of us didn't even tell our parents, as far as I remember, since till the time our first prototype got built up, because we weren't sure, and coming from an Indian family background, you do not want to throw the bomb off that you want to start up before it's actually even doable, right? Unless or until you are very sure that you want to do it, you don't want to throw that bomb onto your parents कि अच्छा काम, अच्छा job मिल जाता है, अच्छा वो हो जाता है, and which actually I got as well. So I got a really good job from my college as well, and which I could have easily pursued and done that. So it's really hard to do that, and so that's why they said ये first 50,000 है, and that was COVID time. We had some free time on our hands, so why don't we start off with something?
Okay. I think many startups were born during COVID.
Yes, sir.
It's an interesting idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean free time था, college studies were really on the
घर पे थे and
we had enough
okay.
time.
I was wondering how did you guys physically come together? क्योंकि हार्डवेयर में बिल्ड
We
करना है.
were both in Jalandhar.
हाँ.
So at that point of time, because he's also from Jalandhar and I was also from Jalandhar, and we had time. But the problem was कि we are running in a hardware space, and for us to do anything hardware on the ground was really hard because COVID restrictions were there.
हाँ, right.
So that was becoming a challenge for us. So we did spend some initial times just building the software layer, and then we went on कि now we have the money. We actually went on to hire some unpaid interns who were really kind enough to come and support in our journey, because they felt that whatever they are building up
Are they working with you currently?
Not right now because they actually got really better opportunities elsewhere.
Okay.
So now they are pursuing really great careers themselves because they got a really good learning experience with us initially by building this, and then of course we're building together as a team. So that's how we started.
तो prototype कहाँ बनाया? Where were you?
So we were in Jalandhar. We were in Jalandhar in COVID times back in
At home.
At home.
You didn't need a lab. You needed material.
Our garage. So everyone says, right, garage is your best lab. So we also
Office.
had. No, we didn't have any office. Office तो बहुत luxurious चीज थी उस टाइम पे.
अच्छा.
नहीं जो हमारी गैस इंडिया की लैब सर का ऑफिस है ये बता रहा हूँ.
अच्छा, that's what is it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So basically in our backyard only. So what we decided कि हम किस चीज पे prototype करें. We had built some kind of basic software and we wanted something to prototype on. So then when we said कि which is the cheapest vehicle out there जो हम कर सकते हैं, and we found out e-rickshaw is the cheapest vehicle.
Okay.
इसके ऊपर कर सकते हैं. But when we went on to ask the rates of e-rickshaw, we realized that we can't even buy an e-rickshaw.
Okay.
So we couldn't even prototype on that. So that's why we said, why to buy it? Let's rent it out.
अच्छा, okay.
So because we just want to do small demo, and once the demo is done, then we can proceed ahead with building the full product that we want to do, right?
Okay.
And we could showcase whatever software that we have built, it actually works on that thing.
Fine.
So that's when we went out. There is nothing like you can rent an e-rickshaw, by the way. And that's what we figured out while we were hustling in the journey. There is no app where you can rent an e-rickshaw and you can work on it. So we had to go and convince some local e-rickshaw driver कि
2000 ले लो.
हाँ 2000 ले दो कि हमें दे दो. And that's how we, and he's like कि कैसा हुआ, and we sold him the idea कि एक बार ई रिक्शा ऑटोनॉमसली चलाना, आपका ई रिक्शा बहुत वायरल हो जाएगा. So this is the dream that we sold to him कि उसकी रोज ही दिहाड़ी है, वो अपना क्यों देगा. तो and then we had to pay him per day basis.
Okay.
तो उसके साथ एक डील बना के
MOU साइन कर लिया.
The first MOU.
I wish we had an MOU and everything drafted, but तब तो कुछ भी नहीं था. तब तो just verbal communication was the only way forward. And that's how we got him on board with us, and that's where we
तेरी पब्लिसिटी हो जाएगी.
yes. And the other problem was कि COVID time was going on, so we couldn't do a lot of outdoor testing before, and then I think there was just a 7-day period which was given when after the first wave was ended and second wave was starting up. So we just had that much time period to actually do something, test it out and get it running. So we were also time crunched at that point of time.
Okay.
So we had to do really things fast because otherwise everyone was saying second wave is starting, and then we would be locked up again. And without a running prototype, nobody would have believed us, and we knew that.
Okay.
So that's what we started out. And
yeah, I remember that video.
Yeah.
So rickshaw and there are cameras
Yeah.
installed and it's running on its own.
Yeah, we did not have any funds to hire a professional camera or something like that. So we used a phone camera only.
Okay.
And used that phone camera as our input software, and then we used our laptop system as a processing software, and then ran the entire software on that. So we figured out some, I would say, there's a typical Indian jugaad, I would say. How do we have?
You want to see that video?
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
तो अब आते हैं इस पे.
नहीं, एक question और, sorry. So cut to today. वो first prototype and now. So what can the software do?
Oh yeah. So I would say that software was very preliminary in step.
Right.
Just to prove the credibility of what we can do. I wouldn't say that is being utilized in any firm, because that was just I would say a very preliminary MVP level software.
So what is the current capability?
So current capability that we showcased very recently in our latest demo video, that we have a full-blown 4-wheeler vehicle which can actually run on Bangalore roads with the assistance of a driver. The driver needs to be there, but the software does all of the work with just some camera systems. It can navigate really hard traffic conditions on the streets of Bangalore live.
Okay.
And which eventually, if put in more effort, can actually get into a production system as well.
Is this a public video?
Yeah, this is a public
video.
This is a public video. We can showcase that. So that's from that journey to a full-fledged software. It's not more an MVP software which is there, but it's not a production ready software also yet, but somewhere very far ahead in the journey of production, because this is such a hard problem statement.
Right.
It takes a lot of years to solve it.
Yeah.
So we are I would say in an advanced stage of journey to
Okay.
do that.
Let's come to this. 2-3 things that I'm picking up from your conversation. Your mind works in problem statements.
Oh yeah, that's true.
प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट क्या है, गैप कहाँ पे है, इसका मॉडल बन सकता है, इसका मॉडल बन सकता है. इज दिस अ क्वालिटी दैट स्टूडेंट्स शुड enhance in themselves?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I can't even stress more on this part. Problem solving mindset is I would say, one of the only things which will survive a post AI world. So because बाकी सब कुछ तो AI कर ही देगा.
सारी प्रॉब्लम करेगा, वही कर रहा है.
Yes. So how do you identify new problems? What are the solutions that you can find out? And this is the mindset that will actually enable, differentiate you from the rest. And that need not come from any degree. That need not come from any course or anything. This is just a mindset that you develop, and you have to work on it. You cannot say I have a mindset and you have to work towards.
Let's
pick
give
up problem
some
statement.
concrete steps. How do we enhance problem solving for students who want to become entrepreneurs?
Good part. This is where I would say the only credit I give to the degree part of it, specifically when it comes to technology degree, like the computer programming and everything. It's very highly driven on problem solving skill sets, rather than cramming and just cramming and giving the exams. So specifically computer programming and all of this requires very high degree of problem solving skill sets, and that makes you a good problem solver. Some people do through smaller things. You can do a small project in your college which requires problem solving skills. So you can be involved into a society or a club in your college which where you are reviewing, because when you are involved with a group of people, you will understand there are so many problem statements to solve to manage and effectively working things. For example, shooting this podcast, right? There are so many things to be arranged. This in fact calls for some kind of a problem statement. How do we arrange all of this? What are the things that are being required? What are the questions
that we should?
All of this comes as naturally, and the deeper you go, the more curious you get, the skills will keep getting better and better. And I would say the most successful entrepreneurs are the most successful problem solvers in the world as well. So it's like that's the pinnacle of where anybody want to reach out.
मिल गया hook video का.
ठीक है. Okay.
Competitiveness. You said initially US में the market is thriving because it is very competitive.
Oh yeah.
And you in your childhood were also competitive.
Yeah.
So is this a quality that students should have in them to thrive in their journey of entrepreneurship?
I mean, competitiveness competitiveness actually lets you to persist harder, I would say, because there are multiple failures that are going to come along your way. And if you're competitive and you're fighting hard against it, and you want to fight against whatever other people are doing and you want to be better at it, that will naturally help you be good at your job and be good at where your company is, right? So, and that's where everybody's headed. I watch a lot of sports, and I'm a big sports lover, and I think my competitiveness came from a lot of inspiration from sports personalities. So in fact, I would like to quote Kobe Bryant over here. So I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan. So he pursued the entire philosophy of Mamba mentality, and that's what drove me as well. But that was specifically towards sports, but it need not be just applied to the sports, right? Because it's a mentality thing that you need to be best version of yourself every day. And I try to do that in the entrepreneurship side of the things, and multiple people can do it on the other side of the things as well. You are an artist, you can use that. It's just a nature of human mind. But I feel that has helped me a lot per se, being competitive, and when somebody tells you cannot do that, and then you are forced to, I want to prove that and I want to do that.
Yes.
That feeling is I don't know how do you cultivate that. It has been with me since childhood. That's what I know. But yeah, many people do have that.
Through sports, I think it is cultivated.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you can give the credit to
Sneh was also an
competitions.
example.
Yeah.
So all the small and large events that take place, during your childhood, participating
When
there.
you win and people around you celebrate,
Exactly.
you want to win more.
Yeah, that's the rush that you get, right? That's as a child, that's the adrenaline rush that you get, when you win some kind of a sport or some kind of an event or something like that, and everybody you do not care.
Now, from then to now, in childhood, one sport, one event, fine.
Yeah,
Now, if that competitive spirit is still in you,
for sure.
in an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Now you push harder, you
Yes.
have more philosophies, you have more inspirations, and now you're building a company.
Correct.
Right? And you will, do whatever it takes.
Yes.
You will work harder, you will
Correct.
spend more time in office. Is there something called work-life balance?
Well, that's a good question. And as an entrepreneur, I don't think, because you make work only your life, and you want to prove that out, especially as a student entrepreneur, when you're so early in your career, you do not have any other responsibilities per se, as a family responsibilities or social responsibilities while you're students, right? So that lets you off some way. But the passion for work is so much. I don't think. I mean, practically, I did not have any work-life balance for last since I have started. But I do like the fact of taking some time off. Whenever, because it does get overloaded at some times. So you need to find peace in somewhere else also, rather than just your work, because work will actually get on your head after some point.
Do you do something for health, fitness?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I meditate. So that's I've been meditating for a long period of time. So that has kept me
But this mental health,
So
right?
basically,
Physically,
most
you're a sports person, right?
Oh yeah,
You
yeah. So
continue to play.
that's a good point. I actually used to play a lot of it when I was starting up. Now with all of this time thinking, because we were in US and everything was going on, so that has gotten a little lesser over the last, I would say, 12 months or 18 months. But this is one thing which I would definitely like to cultivate more and improve on.
How old are you now?
I'm 25.
Yeah, that's what I want to guess. Okay.
Yeah.
So 25 right now. So, and you got all of this from sports. You are using all that inspiration in the venture now, right?
Yeah.
And meditation, okay, fine. A healthy mind resides in a healthy body.
Oh yeah, for sure,
Okay.
for sure.
So, do you think you should pick up? Maybe your mind is telling right now, or body is, with you.
I
Nothing
know.
is happening. Right?
I know.
5 years, you'll touch 30.
I know.
Body will start telling you.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
Most young people don't agree.
No, I agree, and I already see some grunts of it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We should definitely prioritize health. Honestly, I have not done that for the last 12 to 18 months, as I said. But yeah, I'm now working it back to, or this is like my to-do list in the next 6 months that I want to focus more on.
Okay. Ventures will be built by
Healthy entrepreneurs.
Healthy entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Right.
Nice.
Sustainable health. Sustainable entrepreneurs. We need healthy entrepreneurs.
Oh,
Definitely.
for
They
sure.
will build good ventures. Specifically, those who are building good ventures, they need to start becoming healthy.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of times people use entrepreneurship as an excuse to health. That we cannot be healthy because we are working so much. In fact, I also did for a lot period of time, but I think it's no more of an excuse because it's such a priority thing. Yeah, I'll also start working on that.
Okay. I feel
How
like
did your parents look at your journey? You said that you didn't discuss the idea of entrepreneurship or starting up with your parents. When did the time come when you shared ki we are doing this?
So the fun fact is that my parents always knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur someday or the other, but that was the time when I was actually going to be, was I would say a shocking point for them. But they knew that was going to be part of my career one day or the other. It would happen sooner would be, I would say, some kind of a shocking thing. But when we were confident that our prototype now works, we now can get into scaling this up. I think we have the right tools and available to us. So and we were also passionate, about it. So we should be kicking this up. But now you have to put this idea in front of your parents, and that was a
What's the background of your parents? What do they do?
Oh, so my father also comes from the business background himself. He's into traditionally for a Sikh person, he's into astrology and Vastu.
Interesting.
And then my mother is a housemaker. So
coming from business background,
Yeah.
father's doing business. So
Yeah.
why do you think they would not accept the idea?
no, I wouldn't say they wouldn't accept it. It was that that if that was the right time to pursue entrepreneurship or not.
What would they?
Maybe they were expecting that I will do job for 2 to 3 years, get some experience in the corporate.
क्यों नहीं किया?
Good point. As he was saying, right? When you are so much driven and you feel so much about an idea, and that you see that you have it under you, and then you want to give it all, right? There's like an inner calling that you feel like this is what I want to do, and this is where.
But financial security, didn't you feel like
That's
I have to have a regular?
Very, very, very good question, and this is what I talk to a lot of students per se. Sometimes people over risk or overthink about the financial security when it's actually not. So I come from a decent family, but I wouldn't say very, very thing. So we do not have to work off towards getting our loans off, right? So, and as an individual, I do not have that much of financial baggage on me. I feel that's the right point to have. I do not have a
There was
family.
no education loan
There's no education loan.
for Gagan.
No, there was nothing. So his family had. So that's what our family thing that helped us with our education and everything up, right? So we do not have any kind of a financial baggage to prove out or something. Some people think that they have they want to do it for the financial. That's what I said. Some people put it under the financial security term, which is actually not. For some people, it's a very genuine concern as well.
Okay.
That they have some really high financial baggages on their families or something like that.
Correct.
Fortunately, me and Gagan both did not have that, and we did not have any. So that's as a student, we did not have any family to support as well.
But
right?
what about cousins? Maybe they were picking up jobs. What about uncle and aunts who are like, "Ki beta kya kar raha hai?" Right?
Oh yeah. So and by the way, this is pre-Shark Tank era.
Okay.
And people did not know what a startup still is. People have started to know, but in a tier 2 city where I come from, they did not know कि startup क्या होता है.
Yeah.
उनको सबने बता रहा कि ये project कर रहा है, college का project है, and he will just keep doing his project. 2 साल हो गए अभी भी project कर रहा है. And after Shark Tank came in, they understood what the concept of startup is.
Okay.
And that's when they understood, okay, he is also working on a startup idea basically.
Okay.
So उनके लिए तब तक भी college का project था that I was working on.
ठीक है. Let's take this conversation to now support.
Yeah.
When did you go to an incubation center? When did you feel like you need more minds or more resources or somebody to back you up?
Oh, so right after we had done our MVP, after our prototype, we knew that now anything further we cannot scale apart from the support, right? So this is the best we can do on our own. So now we have to get some support to scale it further. And that's when we reached out to Thapar, which was Gagan's college.
Yeah.
And they had a incubation program over there. So, and they helped us with initial grants. I think it was Ministry of Electronics and IT.
Yeah.
So they helped us with some initial grants over there. And I had found out some from my network because I was venturing out into a lot of the VC and investment banking network while I was in college itself before even starting up this idea. So I ventured out to some of the people over there, and we got some kind of angel investments also over there.
Okay.
So that's how we secured our first initial grant and investment over there. And then when we put out the video, we also got interest from some more people who actually inbound reached out to us that you are working on a great idea.
Okay.
We would like to support you. So, and that's how we also got some more money to start off things.
In 2023, we did the first survey for guests.
Yes.
And the data told us 38% students have a startup idea they are working on, but only 26% have gone to an incubation center. Why did you decide to go to the incubation center? What were the factors? As a student, what are you thinking about the incubation center?
Oh, so in our case, it made complete sense for us to go to an incubation center. The number one was we required a hardware lab to work on, which we cannot find in our homes. So we need some, because we were working on a hardware thing. So we needed a hardware setup. Thapar had a great facility in the hardware setup that we could have just utilized over there. Second was the people do think about that there comes a network and a brand value to it, which they can leverage upon it.
Right.
In our case, it wasn't because that incubator also was early in their days also. So, but we primarily went for the hardware setup so that we could have a place to stay.
And you'll have a campus with.
We would have a campus, and a campus was a great place to test our solutions as well.
Right.
So we could do our project. So it was working like a complete college project. How it works too. You have a hardware lab to support on. You have a campus where you can test on, and you have gotten some kind of a financial backing from multiple people that you can now run this up independently.
Let me ask Prerak now. So for a student, is incubation center a distant entity to approach? How do you think about an incubation? You have an idea.
Sir, I would like to say this, that all the students of IIT Mandi, although Catalyst being just beside the campus, people are not aware what an incubation center is. The word is very complicated. Incubation center, how does it link with startups?
Okay. It has to say startup incubation center.
Yes, it has to be linked with entrepreneurship or something business. Incubation center doesn't speak anything. You have to explain that ideas go there and then you get funding.
SEO, the students' mind work like SEO. Keywords have to be there.
But I don't think that argument would hold in today's world because knowledge is so rapidly available. So, I mean, you can literally search an AI, ask an AI, ChatGPT or something, what should I do to start up the startup? And the first two things it will tell you, it will probably go to an incubation center for support, right? So, I mean,
I'm saying even in the era of AI, I'm talking about my campus. People are still not aware.
Maybe they might not be aware that there is an incubation center in the IIT Mandi itself.
Also focus, as a student, your focus is very different.
Yeah, if you want to start up. That's for sure.
Yeah, your focus is very different. And I agree that in institutional setups, maybe, one of the faculty I remember from IIT Bombay, he mentioned, interestingly, the physical location of the incubator also matters.
Yeah.
If it is around the hostels and messes, they will just walk in. But if it is at some, on the side in the campus at some place, then they will not especially go to that place. And he mentioned a very interesting case, I think, when he was in IIT Jodhpur, and they tried to change the location and then brought in footfall and so on. So yeah, I think these things we are not thinking about when we are creating entrepreneurship support organizations in the universities. So.
But I feel like, when a student actually wants to start up, really, he's so passionate about it. He will somehow find a way to find which are the right incubators, whatever. If he's not finding the right ways to get into it, then I would say he's not passionate enough to actually start up, right? So, because these are the basic things that any entrepreneur should know.
Curiosity takes you to those places anyway.
So there are two types of students who come. One is, I teach a course and I say, you can become an entrepreneur. Let me tell you, why have you not considered this as an option? And the second type is, sir, I have an idea and I'm working on it. I know that you teach entrepreneurship. Can you help me? Right? And then most of those who come on their own, they're of course more driven and they have an idea and they're, a course would not matter to them.
Not.
Right? And in the course that I will teach, yes, some people would take it up, but that's not organic. It's not on their own.
Yeah.
I will inform them and then they will start thinking, yes. So they'll take more time to develop that drive to do it on their own. And those who are driven, they will find the resources and people because, वो आग लगी हुई कि करना तो है. Who will support? कहाँ से आएगा prototype? पैसा कहाँ से आएगा? Resource कहाँ से मिलेगा? They'll find it.
I mean, without drive, I don't even think that you can even take one step towards entrepreneurship, right? Drive is like the first and foremost thing that you should have.
We can certainly make it easier.
Yes, sir.
Right? We can certainly lower the barriers, right? At least, proximity is one thing that can be done.
The question that you were asking, how students see incubation centers. Although I agree, drive is one thing. जिसमें drive है, curiosity है, passion है, वो कुछ ना कुछ करके ढूंढ लेगा. But ऐसे nurture नहीं होगा ecosystem. We want everyone to start up. मतलब everyone तो नहीं. We want everyone to start up.
I mean, let me tell you a fact. When everyone wants to start up, nobody wants to work for a startup. So as a startup, we don't get we don't get people who want to work out. Let me tell you, हमारा जो last interview, last job hiring that we were doing, our most number of interview dropout candidates were not from a job offer from another company, but because people wanted to do their own startup. That's how prevalent the
I would love to have this problem. Everyone wants to start.
yeah, because then they say यार ये दो बच्चे भी startup कर सकते हैं ना, हम क्यों नहीं कर सकते? Then you know, we starting our journey has made others look that this journey is so easy.
So easy, yeah.
That I can do that as well, but
That
it's
is-
actually not.
That is why you are here.
Yeah.
This is why we are bringing student turned
Yeah.
entrepreneurs into this room
Stories.
to tell the students that he was a student
Yeah.
5 years back, hardly 4 years back.
Yeah.
2020, 21 you
21,
graduated,
yeah.
right? So if he could dream of building AI based autonomous vehicles, right? You can also think of something.
Exactly.
It's not that difficult. Everyone's journey is different, context is different, support
Yeah.
available is different, but it can be done.
Oh,
You can give it a shot. Right?
I mean, you can give a shot, but I wouldn't say it's not that difficult. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
But if you have the drive and passion towards it, you still do it despite the difficulties you face on. So that's why I said, right, कि लोगों को लगता है कि ये दो बच्चे कर सकते हैं तो हम भी कर सकते हैं. It's just the outside face of it.
Difficulties बताओ. What are the difficulties?
कहाँ
Why
से
is it
शुरू करूँ? There are so many difficulties.
शुरू करो.
Yeah, so the first part I explained about the first prototype, right? We thought that this was the most difficult thing because we were in a difficult environment. I would say that was just a trailer of what was to come in our way eventually, right? So then the next step became to work on a bigger thing, right? Now we have done a prototype, now to bigger thing. Now we have to raise funds. So how do we raise funds? What are the difficulties in doing that? So that problem came in. Then the other problem, when we actually got the funds, now the next problem came. Now we have to hire a team. Now how do we hire a team? What are the things coming in the picture? Now once we have hired a team, once we have gotten the funds, now the next problem comes in. How do we manage the team to one direction and then give them everything? Then the next problem comes in. Now, after all of this is done, you need to focus on multiple different smaller concepts that come into the picture. A business opportunity is coming because as a startup, when you're young, there are so many business opportunities keep coming that you are so tempted to pivot. You are so tempted to solve for that. But you need to work on the initial idea that you are working on. You need to focus on where you started out. All of these hard business calls that you need to take, that also keeps coming in. Then when you're working as a team, there would be definitely, when you're working in a team, there would be some definitely team problems that keeps coming. I have never met a single startup founder who has never had a team problem. So one or the other team things will come in. How now and this becomes even more difficult for a student entrepreneur because he's hardly 22 or 23 or 24 years of age, right? And most people are even younger. They have never handled such kind of big complex team company issues anytime. Now how does a person handle that?
इसका आंसर भी बता दो प्लीज.
So I wouldn't say there is a one straightforward solution to it. So you need to sit with your team, you need to understand what their problems are, you need to understand where they are facing, and you need to be really proactive in doing that. And then if you are actually be able to do that, and then you need to give them one particular mission, and that mission needs to be very, very, I would say, highly driven towards the company's goals. And because and there should be a certain outcome that comes out of it, right? If we do not have those kind of things, team will not work towards it, and there is enough motivation in that team. So all of this needs to be done while sitting with the team, while working together with them, and you need to take them, because you are a very small team at that point of time. You need to build an entrepreneurial spirit in each and every member of the team as well.
Yeah.
Right? Because you do not have so many team members doing so many different things like a big organization. You have only small team. So everybody has to be really, really entrepreneurial in their journey.
So this is the solution that you will take
to
solve this problem or the other problem that you mentioned. But all of this has to come from you.
Yes.
Or Gagan, right? The co-founders who are
definitely.
And you leading people who are elder to you.
Exactly.
Where will you get these ideas? How to bust this problem open? How to solve? कि लोगों को बिठा करके बात करना पड़ेगा. Somebody has to tell you. You have to learn it, right? So how do you work on yourself?
Good point. That's the whole point that, I would say me and Gagan both have spent a lot of time on over last 4 years journey, growing ourselves that, people who can look up to, right? People who are so much elder than us and who have so much experience than us can look up to as leaders. I wouldn't say we have completely succeeded in that journey part, but we have made, I would say, good progress toward.
Do you have someone that you go to?
So we did have some mentors who we consulted for, definitely, and the best mentors are the other startup founders.
Okay.
So who have seen that journey whenever they have. So we did have some good network to actually go and throw out some problems of ours and get their feedback on. But essentially, every problem is a different problem. So whatever they would have faced, that problem will not be the exact same problem what we are facing. So we have to do our own brainstorming as well to fix out this thing. So that's where I said, right, problem solving is a skill. Another problem has come to you. How do you solve that as a problem? So this is exactly where that skill itself, how to solve this problem, will.
How frequently do you feel the need of slowing down? Let me take a break. Let me realign what I am doing to what my purpose was when I started. How frequently that question pops up? Or in the rush of things, you are just executing, problem solving.
Yeah.
And then like, where am I going?
Good question. So I think most of the time, rather than its frequency, it's also situation driven. So sometime a business opportunity comes up your way, right? That forces you to, that's a really great business opportunity, and you have been doing something which might be riskier thing. This could also be a riskier thing, because as a startup, everything is a riskier thing. You need to channelize your resources because you don't have so much resources. So that when business opportunity comes up, then you actually go back and sit and see whether that thing, whether we should pivot to that business opportunity, grab that business opportunity or not. And that questions, keeps up, and then you have to make a choice that, okay, you are letting go of this, and it's a trade-off basically. You are letting go of one opportunity to pursue the other opportunity, and that decision making is really difficult, I would say, because you do not have enough data points. If everybody has a data point to cover up for everything out, then decision making becomes so much easier. But some calls are really gut based calls, that
We're still talking about business.
yeah.
I want to talk about you.
Oh, me.
What's happening in your mind? You need to learn more.
Yeah.
How to handle people, how to solve problems,
Yeah.
right? You have to develop a bigger perspective,
Exactly.
a world view, right?
Correct.
How are you going to get that?
That I would say, rather than as a problem, this is the benefit that I get out of being in an entrepreneurship. So this is the whole point for me, as when I look back into it, why I started doing this is this is the whole point of it. The personal growth journey becomes so rapid.
Personal growth journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the personal growth journey becomes so rapid. I mean, but it comes with a price as well. So I'll touch on the price as well. But the personal growth journey becomes so rapid that you are able to grasp so many things at so many different levels at a very young career journey as
That's
well.
right. That's right.
So I wouldn't say this is a problem. This is a benefit that comes out of being in a startup, because you have handled so many different problems which a normal person would have handled in a 10 to 15 year career span in their normal corporate startup. So you would have accelerated all of that in a, I would say, 3 to 4 year timeline. So that benefits do come out of it.
Do you read? Do you like to read?
I mean, I do sometimes read, but I like to listen and talk to people a lot more than reading. So that's what I do more.
So do you intentionally set time with people from whom you want to learn? Or it's
I
casually?
try to, and sometimes I casually meet up as well.
Okay.
So both things I try to, and I like to imbibe a lot of sports. Though though there are two different worlds, but I like to imbibe a lot of learning from sport, because that's where I come from. That's where I've been always going.
That's who you are at heart.
Yeah. And still, even while it's been 4 years running a business, still I do things. I can take a lot of things from sports and then bring it over.
Please pick up a sport for hobby.
For sure. I mean, as an Indian, always wants to be a cricketer. I mean, if you would have asked a 10-year-old me, that would have been the answer.
All of us wanted to become cricketers.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
I asked about difficulties, and I realized that difficulties are constant throughout.
Yeah, every day.
Problems are always there, challenges are always there for any student who's who's trying to pursue entrepreneurship. He has to keep peace with this idea. Problems.
Exactly, that's what I said, right? The reward that you get, the benefit that you have to pay a heavy price also for that. And this is not like you have just taken an entrepreneurship thing that you will, okay, I have taken an entrepreneurship and I'll learn only, and I'll have a lot of personal growth, and then I will see what to do with it. There is an everyday price that you are paying for it, and the everyday price is that 10 to 15 year learning you've gotten, but the 10 to 15 year hardship also you have gotten it
At
narrowed
same
down to
time,
it
yeah.
4 years, right? So you have made so many difficult choices while going through it, and that also comes down to it. But eventually I say that builds up character, and that builds up who as person we are. You know, you have bottled down so much different multiple years of experience into such a short period of time, good and bad both. And I think that helps in a longer journey as well.
And so something that I personally feel, and something that I've observed over these years, problems are in everyone's lives. You being a professor, me being a student, or someone who is a founder, or someone who is pursuing entrepreneurship. Problem जो एक word है ना, word के जो face करता है इंसान, सबको है. तो बस choose कर लो तुम्हें कौन सी problem face करते करते life जीनी है अगली.
Solve तो करना ही पड़ेगा.
Exactly. I
And
mean,
sir, Professor Swain को मैं quote करना चाहूँगा. He says problems are constant in your life, every time. No matter मैं चेयर हूँ या फिर स्टूडेंट है या CEO है, करोड़ $1 billion कंपनी की, प्रॉब्लम सबकी लाइफ में, और सॉल्यूशन किसी के पास नहीं है. अगर सॉल्यूशन होता तो सॉल्व नहीं होगा सब कुछ.
बिल्कुल.
यू जस्ट हैव टू फाइंड आउट सेटिस्फैक्टरी सॉल्यूशन. अभी काम चल जाए जिससे. परफेक्शन कभी सीख नहीं कर सकते तुम. एंड गेट इनटू पीस विद दिस आइडिया. सेटिस्फैक्टरी मिल गया, मूव ऑन. नेक्स्ट क्या है? एंड द एंड गोल ऑफ लाइफ इज सेटिस्फैक्शन. आया सिर्फ सेटिस्फैक्शन क्या होता है? मेंटल सेटिस्फैक्शन. इफ यू आर एट पीस राइट नाउ ना, तो बस वही है. क्या फायदा $1 billion कंपनी खड़ी करके जब तुम पीस पे नहीं हो.
बिल्कुल सही बात है.
देन आई आस्क सर मेरे तो 10 चीजें करने का मन करता है. बोले तो करो, माइंड की पीस उसमें ही है ना. अगर करने का मन करता है करो, तुम खुद छोड़ दोगे बाकी चीजें जब होगा नहीं कुछ.
That's the point, right? कि many entrepreneurs start, and especially student entrepreneurs, many एक रश में शुरू कर देते हैं, अभी कुछ करना है. एक साल होता है, and then they are into the journey and they realize, oh, this is so tough. And then I would say 80-90% of the people do give up in this kind of situation. बाकी जो बच्चे होंगे सेकंड ईयर में गिव अप कर देंगे, कुछ होंगे थर्ड ईयर में गिव. I mean, because you are in it for I would say the wrong side of the things. You did not expect that these many problems will come in my way, but problems are going to come in.
What are the right reasons to build a startup?
Oh, good point. So I think the right reasons is, for me, the number one and the most important reason was I wanted to create an impact in the society, and my whatever I build needs to have some kind of an impact. So that was the number one goal why I started anything over. And the scale of the impact also matters to me. If I could have a impact that's really large scale, I would want to pursue that kind of a thing.
When will you say, what has to happen for you to say impact ho gaya?
Oh, it can be at multiple different levels. So for example, if I see another person driving in an autonomous vehicle, that's a large impact, right? You have changed a completely driven norm of how the transportation industry worked at one point of time, how the mobility system of the world works, and brought it to a completely different level of how the mobility system is now seeing right now.
Society में क्या फर्क है?
Society will, I mean, the number one, the so many accidents that happen, as I was pointing out, right? So many mishappenings happen on the road. India is,
okay,
just to give you statistics, India has largest number of road accident deaths in the world, right? So it could be very well improved with these kind of systems. We could a lot more productive. We could save less time in the traffic, spend less time in traffic, and save more time doing so much productive work. So as a whole, the productivity will increase. And my core belief has always been that machines were built for the purpose that machines are good at the job. So I want machines to let the job to be done rather than we humans driving those machines ourselves. So that has also been my purpose driving this.
So an idea, you must have thought about it. Taking this to a level where cars on the road talk to each other, if they are autonomously driven,
Yeah.
you know, it's the miscommunication. I'm going to turn left or right, right? As a with a human driver, the probability of an accident is based on the decision that this human driver takes.
Correct.
Not knowing what's happening behind him, what is coming ahead, right?
Correct.
But if the cars were able to talk to each other, you could avoid that. Are you thinking on those lines?
I mean, little far-fetched because definitely when the world of autonomy exists, all of these solutions will definitely come into the picture and everything will get. But this is going to be a completely new industry problem. It's not just one startup problem. It's a new industry problem statement that's going to be built up. So multiple different things are going to be built into this concept. So one of these could be that.
Okay.
लीडरशिप स्किल बोलते हैं भैया कि लीडरशिप स्किल होना चाहिए एंटरप्रेन्योर बनने के लिए, बट जब एक स्टूडेंट है वो स्कूल
क्या
छोड़
leadership
के
है?
कॉलेज में आया है,
हाँ.
उसको तो पता ही नहीं लीडरशिप होता क्या है. व्हाई वुड पीपल लिसन टू मी? यू सेड हमने इंटर्न्स हायर करे, फ्री में हायर कर लिए, कैसे किए, वो क्यों कर रहे हैं आपके साथ काम, हाउ आर यू लीडिंग देम? आप तो कुछ भी नहीं कर है ना, आप भी तो स्टार्ट कर रहे हो.
Correct.
तो टेल अस समथिंग अबाउट लीडरशिप.
See, again, leadership is a very, very big concept, and people spend their entire lives learning about how to being a good leader. I can only share my takes of whatever I've learned in last 3 to 4 years. एक तो how you can get everyone motivated towards one mission, and then prove in that faith that if we can do this, there will be a very bigger outcome at the end of it, and then you are also right next to them actually doing that. So, and if that is the learning, but learning can falter at multiple different places. This learning everybody has it, but putting that into execution is a really hard job. Getting everybody motivated towards one goal, showing them the bigger outcome, and that too every day, and not just on one single day, and then sitting right next to themselves also, because as an entrepreneur you have to do, once you keep growing, you would have to do so many different things that you would get lesser and lesser time towards your team, right? So how do you channel that?
Make
also?
them autonomous.
Right. So these are all things which you, the definition is that, but putting that into execution is a really hard thing. As I said, among many difficult things, this is also another difficult thing, but it's a continuous effort. It's continuous thing you put in.
Just this process of letting people know your vision and aligning them towards the mission, working together, and eventually over the years when you get some metrics, people start calling you a leader. Intact नहीं होता है ये.
No, so the fundamental definitions are right, but you have to do it every day. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes.
So
eventually with time people will start calling you ये तो leader है. वो फर्स्ट डे से नहीं बोल सकते कोई कि ये 12th क्लास का लड़का ये तो लीडर है. ये क्वालिटी आएगी, वो डेली करेगा, एक्सपर्टीज लाएगा, लोगों की हेल्प करेगा, मिशन में हेल्प बोलेगा कि ये करना है हमने, खुद भी कर रहा है.
करेक्ट.
एंड इवेंचुअली ही इज परसिस्टेंट, पैशनेट, क्यूरियस.
यस.
एंड जब वो दिखता है लोगों यार तो कर ही जा रहा है, लीडर है ये, इसको सपोर्ट करेंगे.
वेरी ट्रू. सो द फर्स्ट थिंग, द फर्स्ट प्लेस पे कैसे स्टार्ट होता है, दिस इज हाउ वी आल्सो स्टार्टेड, इज बिफोर बीइंग अ लीडर वी वर गुड फ्रेंड्स. So we were all friends who started with the same idea and same passion, that this is what could be driven. Somebody has more passion than the other, that could vary among how do we, but we were all good friends who wanted to do something common. And that friendship led us to getting our first few things done in our journey. And then officially, even now I could say that even after being from a 2-member team to a 30-member team, and there are multiple more members who have come in our journey and has gone over. So almost like 60 to 70 people that have interacted throughout my journey as official part of Minus Zero. I've been good friends with most of them. So that first that friendship comes in, and the people can share different things to each other very openly, and then they start seeing, then as you rightly pointed out, right, then they start seeing you out grow as part of the journey, and then they start seeing you as leader also over the course of time. But the first and foremost factor which actually, ये मतलब मेरे साथ काम किया, most people might not, some people may not work with that idea as well. I've heard both counterpoints to being friends with your team members and not as well. but it has worked in my favor until now. So that's what I would.
What about you, sir? Should you be friends with your team members?
I think I always tell students, you will find your co-founders right here in this class. This is a place where you are seeing through everyone. You've seen them do assignments, you've seen them behave with others, you've seen them sleeping, walking,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the gym, right?
Correct.
Everywhere. And they can't hide their true selves.
That is
And
true.
in co-founders, trust is the fundamental thing, right? Do you
I
trust
agree.
the person? Do you know that person, their capabilities, right? Their integrity? That's the most important thing, right? So as a student, look around you. That is where you will find your co-founders. Do you have to be friends? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But if you have mutual respect for what he can bring to table, what she can bring to table, what you can bring to table, and there is a complementary set of people who can come together, it can build a great team. You don't necessarily have to be friends, is what I believe. But
Makes sense.
seeing that person in an environment where they're allowed to be whatever they want to be,
Yeah.
and still you believe, yeah, this guy, if I start, I'll want to build with him.
I agree.
Yeah.
Integrity.
Fundraise.
Yeah.
2020 you started, 21 you incorporated.
Yeah.
When did you do the first fundraise?
So we had almost closed our fundraise in 21 itself.
And when did you do the prototype?
21 itself.
21 itself, incorporated also, same year.
Yeah.
I went to Incubator also.
Yes.
And same time you came to Catalyst as
Yes.
well, right? That
Yes.
is the first round,
Yes.
and we also came.
So we officially announced it in 22 mid, but we have done almost the entire work in 21 itself.
And you were still a student in college?
Yeah. So most of the time I was a student and I just graduated in. So basically the timelines are haywire. Gagan was still a student. Gagan was still a student till last month, by the way. So he was still pursuing his degree till last month.
So he took a break?
I mean, yeah, he couldn't complete his studies during the time. I did complete my studies in 21 itself. So he couldn't complete his studies. So he, I think, gave his last exams in just 2 months ago.
And the college allowed?
College allowed it. That's where the college was supportive.
Right, that's good. That's great to know. But then students in college, right? It's not completed. Degree is not completed.
Yeah.
So my earlier question of qualification, as a credibility parameter, that of course goes out. Investors investing money in a student startup sounds crazy to me.
Yeah,
In general, the opinion would be that investors would want someone credible,
I agree.
experienced, right? Serial entrepreneur, and then give the kind of money. I don't know if you want to mention the number. So tell us about that story. How did you convince the investors? What were their questions? And most students ask this question. Investor के पास कैसे जाना है?
Give the trick to the students.
I mean,
एक ही साल में आपने इतना सब कुछ किया.
so that's the thing, right? There is no trick because you have to grind your way out through it. It's just that it's nothing like there is one single trick, or you will say this thing,
Hustle.
and investor will put yellow mera check. It does not happen that way. I mean, some people would have heard the stories कि यार उसने तो मेरे napkin के paper back पे लिख के दे दिया था, and this is how I got the money. It's not real. It may happen with some people, but as a first time entrepreneur, are you a student or you are not a student, you have to grind your way through that. I remember us being rejected by a lot of investors. In fact, I would say we are gone to the doors of every possible investor in the country, and we would have been rejected by, I would say, 90-95% of them. And then at the end of the day, you need just 1 or 2 people to believe in you, who believe in the idea, who believe in the passion, who believe in what you are actually trying to build up. And you have also shown them your hunger to solve for this, and you have shown them your credibility with some of the work that you have done it. And that's what you have to.
What were they most impressed by? What according to you was the decision-making point for them that we are giving the money to the student startup?
I think there were multiple factors that were in play. One, the industry itself was really hot. There was nobody working in India, but globally the industry was really hot, and we were building on some cool technology as well, so that I think they would have thought that even if, let's say, this startup would not have worked out, they would have built some kind of cool technology which could be, let's say, potentially,
other use cases.
yeah, there could be other use cases to it as well, right? And third, that they saw the hunger and passion in us. And fourth, that, you know, even with limited resources, if we can do this much, if we have been given resources, then what else we could be able to do? So showcasing that.
So start with whatever you have. Right? That actually showcases your drive, your hunger, and you know, only your effort for a few months can bring in whatever resources that you want.
Exactly.
Don't go chasing the resources.
Attract the resources.
But it's easier said than done. That's what I have been. That's what I've been saying.
Passion है तो grind तो करना पड़ेगा.
Exactly. There is no other.
Grind is the trick.
Yeah, if you can say, if you can say, yeah. So you have to grind it out, and that's that. And many people will reject you on top of it, and we have also faced a lot of rejection on it.
So was it success for you? Got the money. 2021 started one
Fundraise.
year, right? Fundraise, big fundraise.
Yeah, I would say, but at that time I would say everybody was raising money, so I don't know how.
बाकियों की जेब क्यों देखी? अपने पास जब आया तो
exactly. So whatever we wanted out, we got that.
Okay.
So we wanted the money we wanted, we got that money. So I think we can say that was successful. But again, as I said, right, you say that, okay, funding aa gaya, whatever we have done, now the life is sorted. Life gets even more difficult after that, actually. That was like, I would say, raising and that funding, at that point, it was like the hardest job that we have done. But now when I look back to it, we have done a lot more harder jobs than that also, right? So I would say वो जो game नहीं खेलते हो, एक level cross किया, दूसरा level tough हो रहा है. And
when you go back, it looks so easy.
It looks so easy, right? This level keeps on getting tougher and tougher every new level that we have gone to, right?
जो पैसा आया वो कहाँ गया?
So we built. So
you didn't make that money?
Huh?
So let's say an investor invests, 10 crores in your company, right? How much of it do you get in your bank account?
Oh, in our personal
bank? Do you make the money?
Oh.
Gaadi wadi
Another hard reality for startup entrepreneurs, if you're thinking that you will make money in your first 2 rounds, no, this does not happen. You are living off just as a salaried employee as anybody else is. You are getting your normal day-to-day salaries, and that's what you get out of it, and that's what you build on. There is a end outcome which only some people are able to realize. Most people do not even realize that somewhere my equity value will be this big, that I could make out of it. But I would say 90% of, as we all know the fact that 90% of the startups fail on the journey, that 90% of the startup entrepreneurs do not make money out of it. So, and that's why I said, so if you are starting up for the sake of the money, no, you will not get the money, especially in the, let me break it down if somebody has not told you already. No, you will not bring in the money in at least your early career or early stage of the startup. But eventually, that's the goal which everybody is hoping for it. Eventually, that you will make out of it. But that should not be the outcome that you should be starting up.
Don't chase the money. If you ask for money, you get.
I would say it would have been easier money for me if I would have joined a job. And I would have progressed like the learning that I have made. I would have made way much more money than I would have made in the startup as well. So because that's true for so many entrepreneurs I speak to.
सिर्फ आप line बोल रहे थे एक.
I was saying if you ask for money, you get advice sent off. If you ask for advice, the money follows. Seek information. Seek your truth.
Value.
Seek value, seek vision.
Yeah, but again, like I said, like I did not, financial security, as you said, was not on my top of the list. So I was free in that regard, and I was not chasing money from the day one, and I was chasing impact, and I'm still chasing impact, and that's what still drives me. So that's not been my case.
Should I ask this question? You don't have time for any other thing. Na startup में इतना involved होता है बंदा, drive, purpose, passion इतना है. What about relationships?
As a person in early 20s, I think that way, you do not have time for relationships as well. Let me tell you that. So it's hard.
Yesterday we were having this conversation with someone.
Okay.
So they said marriage market economy or something. Said कि entrepreneur की social value अभी उतनी नहीं है market में. rather than a salaried employee who works for Google. He has more social value. People don't want to
The parents don't have the bragging currency.
yes.
Oh, in the marriage market you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were talking about in the professional job market.
No,
No,
marriage
no,
market.
in the marriage market, so where a bride's father, okay, or the bride has to decide, right? So bride looks for, they said, I'm quoting them.
पत्नी
So
दिखती है शक्ल.
the wife evaluates the prospect based on how they look, how they talk. The bride's mother is worried about the wealth, the money that you have, and bride's father is looking for how much wisdom or how much time that you can give to family, not the wisdom,
That's
the
all.
time that you can give to family, and can you learn that family is also important and strike a balance, right? So multiple, and then there are something that society wants, but they said they should not care about it. So at least there are three stakeholders, and in that marriage market, for an entrepreneur who will not have time, so the father is not interested. Money, of course, there is a fundraise, but that's not in your bank account. So mother is not in the favor. So bride probably, yes, they see what you do, how you talk, you're taking decisions, maybe that can work out, right? So in the marriage market, the social value of an entrepreneur is probably not there because our
Ecosystem is yet not that accepted.
social ecosystem is not accepting it as well. What do you think?
Could be. I have not yet ventured out into that phase of my life, so I cannot bet. But I think what I'll say is here again the same trick will apply. Grind it out. So eventually,
Be persistent.
Persistent.
eventually you will find the right person, and that's what I want to believe in. But I personally have not experienced that, so I could not comment on it.
Yeah, you said the purpose is impact.
Yeah.
To create an impact in the society. What if it does not happen?
Possible. Very, very possible. As a 90% startups fail, we could also fail. I mean, no, nothing against that, right? Also, right? So, but again, if you started for impact, if one thing fails, it does not mean that your vision or the purpose that you driven was failed. So you could start up again, and that's what most of the entrepreneurs do, right? Because that's what the thing, and plus the fact that I would say if you could not make that big impact that you thought for it, you still made a smaller impact in the sense you were able to sustain the household of 30 employees that you were working on, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, and you were able to create an impact on those people, and you were able to while you were building a technology, you were able to build the technology that could have some kind of impact. So it's not like you have created zero impact in your journey. You would have created small impact, but your ambition was to create a very big impact, and that probably you would have failed. And then you can give it another shot to making that big impact.
One very common number which goes around is 90-95% of the startups fail, right? And that is intimidating.
That is intimidating.
One number which is not available is the startups fail, but where is that entrepreneur? You said they can start again.
Yeah.
Many of these people start. So enterprises may fail, the startup may fail, the entrepreneur may still be alive doing
Exactly.
something else.
Entrepreneur
that number
learns.
is hard number to catch.
Guess India survey.
Yeah. But I would say I actually read it from and talked to some very other successful entrepreneur. And it was his third startup that actually became a really big startup.
So sir has a theory.
Yeah, and his theory was that entrepreneurship is like a skill, like any other skill that you pursue. You have to spend time on it to make it better over and over time. And the sooner you start, you have more time to spend onto it.
See, same thing happens in the job market also.
Yeah.
You start with whatever first campus placement or job that you land. Then you see, no, this is not for me. Let me change this.
Exactly.
Right? And no, this is not this role. I want to go into this role. You also grind it out there.
Exactly.
Right? Different environment, right? The stakes are different, but still, you have to find the right fit.
Correct.
For entrepreneurship also, I believe it's the same. And the theory, what he's referring to is a third venture theory, which actually
Oh, is that a theory? I didn't know. He just said it to me.
We named it actually based on Abhishek's journey.
Okay.
We were talking, and he built his first venture, then he built his second venture, and like sir, third. Now it's going somewhere, and that's not for the first time. I've heard it before with other students
I
as
agree.
well.
Yeah.
So it's a third venture theory. And in the class, I'm trying to get the students to do a first venture, whatever small ideation they can do, whatever small money they can make, whatever small product they can make, tech, non-tech does not matter, innovative, non-innovative does not matter. But at least learn the process of building something of value,
Correct.
selling it,
I
and
agree.
putting the money in the pocket.
Yeah.
If you have that, then you will see, okay, what is my second startup? And then what is my third?
Yeah.
That third could be it.
Yeah, exactly. And most of the times you get your second startup idea while running your first only.
First one, yeah.
Because as I pointed out in the earlier, right, you get so many business opportunities on the way that you have chosen to ignore them at that point of time because you wanted to pursue something else. And then you can again look back onto those opportunities.
I was talking to Siddharth Gangar, right? The Solar Lab, the very first startup we incubated at IIT Mandi Catalyst. And 4 or 5 years, and then he took an exit from the startup, and we were like, why don't you spend few more years, make it 100 crores, then you take an exit. And he's like, sir, I made so many mistakes here. I want to start again very quickly.
Yeah, I agree. Many people want to start from a blank slate, right? Because the mistake that they made in that first one is so much that they don't think that. But it's okay. I say it's okay because you are learning again in that journey, right? You did not know when you started out that these are going to be mistakes. How many case studies and how many biographies you read, you will still make the same mistakes because this is the journey that you are going to be in. So there's no other way out of it.
So entrepreneurship is a career choice.
It's a career choice.
Similar
It's
to
not a
the
one-
jobs,
Yeah.
and जो हमने अभी discuss किया, problems and challenges are constant,
Exactly.
even if you go for a job.
Right.
Yeah.
So figure out your battles.
Right.
Growth कहाँ तुम्हें दिख रही है ज़्यादा?
Right.
Personal growth चाहिए, 15 साल का pressure भी लेना पड़ेगा.
Exactly. Exactly.
If your goal is to get Mercedes, then तो अभी वो grind भी तो करनी पड़ेगी. Do the math. जॉब के साथ कितने साल में ये करके आने के chances ज़्यादा है, but risk भी ज़्यादा है.
Exactly. So it's
Risk दोनों. I think if some number crunching has to be done, risk दोनों ही जगह है. Whether you will find the right job for you, whether you will get the raise, the progression in career that you think you'll get in the job, वहाँ पे भी तो risk है ही है वहाँ पे भी risk.
AI खास.
another risk to it.
Right. So some concluding questions.
Sure.
एक चीज कंक्लूड कर दूं फिर इससे पहले.
हाँ बोलो.
जब मैंने आपसे पूछा ना व्हाट इफ इट फेल्स, yesterday only डॉक्टर प्रमोद आर कुलकर्णी, प्रो वाइस चांसलर, ही सेड कि वर्ड प्ले है ये, वी हैव टू चेंज आवर माइंडसेट फ्रॉम व्हाट इफ. एक वर्ड चेंज किया, व्हाट इफ इट फेल्स नहीं है इन एंटरप्रेन्योर के माइंड में. इट इज इवन इफ इट फेल्स, आई एम गोइंग टू डू इट, डजंट मैटर व्हाट हैपेंस.
Yeah.
So this was the idea.
So what is the dream personally? Forbes 30 under 30 in 2024, and you are 24 years old.
Yeah.
Nice.
You were born in
2000.
2000. Personally, what is it? Does it mean anything to you, Forbes 30 under 30? And what is the dream personally for you?
I mean, to be very honest, I didn't chase, or I didn't even know when my application was also submitted for Forbes 30 under 30. So that was definitely not on my.
Who submitted?
Oh, so it was recommended. We were recommended by somebody else that these guys should be considered for it.
Okay.
And then we were asked to submit a formal application after we were recommended for somebody.
Okay.
So that's how we got it. But I have read so many Forbes 30 stories, and they were said that was their childhood dream that they wanted to be part of it. Honestly, it was never mine.
Okay.
मुझे तो पता ही बहुत बाद में चला what Forbes 30 under 30 even means.
Okay.
And so it wasn't my dream. It happened on the journey, and it's really grateful. People do recognize by it, but for me, I'm not trying to be playing humble over it, but I genuinely did not know what actually it meant over the time. So it was never my dream. My dream has always been, as I said in the first place, it was to create impact. It was
now that you know what it means, Forbes 30 and 30 can mean a lot. And for a student, looking at a student who is out only 5 years out of college, 4 years out of college practically, they would look up to you. Do you feel more responsibility?
Oh, yeah. It does come with responsibility for sure. And when this many people are going to hear my word, but again, as I said, and I'm telling it to everybody, I am on my journey. I am going to make my own mistakes, my own things. You can look up to my journey and learn from it, or because it's not like I have completed my journey. I have just started my journey, so I'm still going to make more mistakes. I'm trying to be more responsible throughout with all my actions and everything, but it's not given. So I'm taking much more responsibility of whatever I have achieved and taking it in a very responsible action. Given that there are chances of mistakes, which given us very seasoned entrepreneurs, 3-time entrepreneurs also make some mistakes. It's not like it's not there. So mistakes are going to happen, but I would ask them to start focusing on their journey and start building on their own very soon enough, and try to take different people who come in their lives as inspiration.
What can you do? What would you do to support student entrepreneurs?
Oh, for sure. So this is what we have already, me and some of my other friends. So actually, when we graduated, there was a batch of 3 or 4 people who we started out in the same year, and all of them are doing different ventures. Some of them are already exited, some of them are still pursuing it, and we found out that this is a common problem statement that all students are facing, and we decided to give back a small portion of it in terms of our learning, our things, small basic things which we were going through it. One of my friends has already started a content channel on Instagram, where he's sharing his learning out of it, and he's doing really wonderful job at it. But I am also, because I'm still in my journey and I'm still have a lot more things to do in the startup itself, so time does get lesser for me. But yeah, I do take out time whenever many student entrepreneurs reach out. I think I'm very accessible when people reach out to me, and I do respond to most of the people who come to me. But yeah, that's what I.
In Guess India, we are trying to help students understand entrepreneurship better. Is it for them? Is it not for them? We're trying to help them get these answers for them through these conversations, right? But I see that very soon, maybe already we have reached a point where we are worried about. Now they are asking us these questions, saying, yes, now I have this idea. Now, yes, I listen to this podcast and now I want to start.
Yeah.
Please talk to me. Can you give me 30 minutes? And 100 messages come. How
Yeah.
do I find 50 hours?
It's
So
it's hard.
what should we do in Guess India?
Yeah.
What should we do to now take this forward?
Maybe create some kind of a filter where you actually see how driven the person is, right? As I said, if some people just reach out to casually to see whether it's for them or not, and do not necessarily have those drive. So at least we can have some kind of a filter which filters out who have the right drive towards it and who are actually passionate about doing this, and then entertaining them on multiple different bases. Like it could be a network of different entrepreneurs. In fact, we have also been lucky to have found those kind of network of entrepreneurs who has been able to share their journey and learnings to us.
Yeah.
And this could be created for the student entrepreneurs as well, who whenever any entrepreneur is free can give some of his time to these students as well. So this network could be, I think, a good potential outcome of it.
So with this passion filter, we can connect those students to the set of people, entrepreneurs, educators that we are having here. And they could also be potential employees to your companies, who knows?
Or they could potentially be sitting at my place and giving this talk.
Exactly. I was inspired by Guess India podcast.
What were some, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 turning points in the last 5 years?
It would be really hard to point out bigger turning points, right? Because essentially, we have also thought about it. Essentially, are there any big turning points or something like that? But it's an everyday journey that's more turning. And because while we were going through that journey, or when we were still going through that journey, we do not realize that this was a turning point. This was something like that. Now, when I look back, 5 years old, how I was and where am I right now? Now the things looks drastically different, drastically changed over there. But I could not attribute to one
thing.
single thing that this changed me or this.
Sure. Okay. Messages?
Messages, I would like Bhaiya you to tell, although we know कि Gagan was into AI, he was good at studies or something, what qualities did you see in him? कि इसके साथ काम करता हूँ. Why not others?
You were childhood friends.
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
But still, there,
yeah.
You were in SRCC, no? You
Yeah.
could have
there
asked.
there was another idea exploring, right?
Exactly.
You would have other friends,
Yes.
but going back and working together. Was it
Seniors in-
coincidental that अब जलंधर में कोविड है तो आ जाओ कुछ करते हैं या फिर?
No, it wasn't that coincidental. I did. So there are certain qualities which any founder should look in his co-founder, and then he should also be bringing those qualities
Absolutely.
to the table, right? Because that person is also looking for it. So number one was how passionate we were discussed that how passionate is he towards doing it. Is this a momentarily passion because people have so much momentarily passion, or is it a long-term passion that that person is going to have it? And secondly, how much he is going to persist in his journey towards actually doing that, and that when the person is going under difficulties, how he will be reacting to this thing, because when you do it's a two-way job, right? It's a two co-founder job. You cannot be that one person would be the one who will be persisting and the other person will be giving up. It will not work that way, right?
Yeah.
So both of them have to persist together. And if there are 3 and 4, that's why it becomes even more difficult when you have more than 2 co-founders than 3 and 4, because all of them have to be on the same page to actually doing that. So which usually does not happen, because it's really hard to bring people on the same page. Luckily, it has been for us that we have been mostly on the same page when whatever goals we want in life, and whatever his goals are on the life, what he wants to gain out of entrepreneurship, is it aligned to my goals?
Yeah.
So all of these things were ticking up with him, and that's why I chose to be his co-founder, and that's what we felt.
Yes.
Okay, time for messages. What is your message to the student entrepreneur? What do you want to tell him or her?
Okay, so number one, I don't think I have so many messages out there, but yeah, simple could be you have to grind your way out. There is no other substitute to grind. Number two could be in it for the right reasons, because the journey is going to be difficult and there will be so many points that you want to give up. And many people do give up because if they're not in for the right reasons. Fame and right nowadays, due to multiple platforms like Shark Tank and other things, entrepreneurship has become a celebrated thing.
Right.
It's a fame-worthy thing. But do not do it for the same purpose, because entrepreneurship has been the same. The startup world is a new world, but entrepreneurship has been the same for over centuries. And that fundamental concepts of entrepreneurship has been still the same over the years, and that what still lets you forward.
Okay.
So do it for the right reasons, and that's what the thing.
What is your message to the parents of students who are trying to start up?
Messages to parents will be ki do support them in every way. I have been lucky to get my really good support from my parents, but not just when he has decided to start his journey, but also during the journey, because there will be a lot of downfalls when the person is going through it. So if he sees कि अगर parents be is not his safe support to go and tell and talk to them about his and her lower points, then it's going to be difficult for him, कि उसको लगेगा कि मैं parents को उन्होंने तो ताना ही मारना कि मैंने तो बोला था तेरे से नहीं होगा, and then you're saying कि ये नहीं हो पा रहा है, and if the entrepreneur is expecting that is going to come from his parents,
तो वो
जाएगा ही नहीं कभी, and anyway it's a lonely and hard journey. So support from parents is going to be a very, very crucial thing for them.
What is your message to the universities, colleges, institutions, where these young entrepreneurs, student entrepreneurs are trying to start something?
I'd say we are already on the path of it, but we should keep going the right path, building a right ecosystem for it. We should take a lot of inspiration from the universities in the US, how they have built up a very great ecosystem for entrepreneurship, for research, for everything that's in and around the entire ecosystem of entrepreneurship. So we can take a lot of inspiration from that, and keep and doing it for the right things, not because if universities also start doing it for the business outcome of it, which is not a wrong case. It should not be that you're investing so much money and time on somebody. You should expect some business outcome for it, but do it for actually supporting the entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So if you can actually do that at a larger scale, and I'm sure in India also we will have a lot of entrepreneurs. We are already like the third largest startup ecosystem in the world,
Right.
and it soon will be on the top as well.
What is your message to the investors who listen to students' pitches?
I would say give them a shot. They might take it. You need to value your money, resources, everything. There's this, because eventually VCs are also raising somebody else's money and they're managing themselves. So it's hard for that. You can try out with small money and then give them a shot. You will eventually figure it out how much the person is worth it to actually prove themselves or not. So, but irrespective of it, it's going to be a sound financial decision, and pursue for that sound financial decision alongside having something for the students to give them a shot. That's it.
One thing you want to change in the incubation centers, working, processing, functioning. You've experienced a couple of them, right?
Yeah. I think mostly it should be actual value driven. I mean, a lot of them have been like, so basically talks are more, efforts are less. That's what I've been experienced a lot.
Okay.
But we are getting there.
Okay.
So I wouldn't pursue it there. So more on efforts, more on actually delivering the value to the entrepreneurs that they have been facing, whatever challenges that they're facing. Maybe can have one-on-one session with entrepreneurs, ask them what are the challenges that they're facing, and actually work towards the solutions, towards problem solving for them. So
about faculty, people like me, what is your message to me? I'm teaching a course on entrepreneurship.
I mean, I'm not.
Should I stop teaching entrepreneurship?
No. So I would say everybody has got a role to play in an entrepreneur's journey. So a faculty is the first person the student goes to when he thinks about entrepreneurship, or probably like his friends or his parents. These are like the first 3 or 4 people that a student goes to when he wants to start up anything.
Right.
So if we can give them the right guidance at that point of time, connect to the right people, give them, if let's say I am not the right person for this particular problem statement, I know a person who knows this thing and have done this in life. Even that push is a good enough push for student entrepreneur, and I think that should be the case.
Okay. Time for you to conclude.
Okay. -0 का मतलब क्या है?
-0 का मतलब क्या है? Yes.
Okay. So it's also a student thing. So me and Gagan both are really nerdy, and we like to do a lot of math problem solving statements. So eventually there is nothing like a -0 that exists in the world, and we wanted to imagine a world if a -0 would have existed, then how the world would have changed. For example, going a little in math, we knew that complex numbers were not a thing which existed very recently ago, right? We did not know that. Now that they exist, how the world has changed because of that. Now if the -0 would have existed, how the world would have changed because of that. And similarly, the autonomous driving, autonomous vehicles are not existent. If they would have been existent, how the world would have changed because of that. So this is where we drive the.
This was the trick. Investor pitch. Brilliant. क्या सोचा है -0 का? Amazing.
But I'd say it's still nerdy. I mean, I see a lot of things. ये तो math वाले लोग होंगे जो काम कर रहे हैं. This is what I usually get. Like yeah, we are too nerdy over there.
It has an impact.
No, it certainly conveys the message. The story is interesting. The idea is interesting. So it creates an impression.
Sure. As a student, I was hooked. I heard through all the conversation. I got real answers. Loosely कुछ चीज़ें और directly कुछ चीज़ें मेरे को आंसर मिल गए. बट अब वही क्वेश्चन एंड में आई वांट टू कनेक्ट विद दिस गाय. मैं कैसे जा सकता हूँ इनके पास? इज देयर अ वे?
I mean, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn if that's what you are looking for. That's the best useful manner. Please try to avoid unsolicited calls. I have gotten some of them. Please try to avoid that, because if I do not know you and I'm in middle of something, I might not, respond there. But do reach out to me on LinkedIn. That's the best way. Yeah, I think that should be the.
And from your perspective also, because empathy goes both sides. They want to reach out to you, and you also might be needing some people who are talented, because in the field of AI, you said you need young people. It can't be done by other people. So students who are watching, if they want to connect to build -0 together,
Yeah.
what kind of skill sets are you looking for?
For sure. So specifically, we as autonomy is a very diverse problem. So we are hiring across different fields, be it in AI, be it in engineering. And if you have done exceptionally good work, this has been the core motive for -0. We hire really exceptional people and really smart people. We really want to work with the environment where everybody is trying to do something for their life. They have a mission for their life and eventually want to partake for it. If you have that kind of skills and you have actually done something in the field related to ours, do reach out to us with some of your work, and we'll be happy to look into it.
One more last thing. So we are building this network of campus ambassadors, respondents, the students who are enterprising. We want them to represent guests in some way, and like your culture, you have hoodies in your office. So we also want hoodies for the whole Guest India community.
Yeah.
So we would like you to connect us with those vendors, and also give both of us -0 hoodies.
Oh, for sure. for sure. Definitely. I mean,
We'll do a podcast with those hoodies on.
oh, perfect. Sounds great to me. However I can help.
Sure. So I really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much, Gursimran Bhaiya, for coming. I'm sure students would love this.
I hope so.
And we would love to have you as mentor someday for the passion wala filter jo cross karke chale gaye student entrepreneurs.
For sure.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Gursimran.